Welcome to this week's edition of the First Reading, where I'll go over the first reading of Daily Mass, because each week at Daily Mass we concentrate on a certain section of salvation history, and this week the section is the book of Job. So on Monday we start with the book of Job, and the book of Job tells the story of a man who was suffering and no one knew exactly why he was suffering. So in Monday's first reading, it speaks about how Job, he was a good guy, he was a righteous man, but yet he loses everything. He loses his children, he loses all of his material possessions, he loses his health. But then it says that even despite all of these bad things that happened to him, Job did not renounce his faith in God. He never cursed God. So that's the reading on Monday. On Tuesday, we take a break from the book of Job because we celebrate the feast of the archangels, and so the reading is from the book of Revelation, where Michael, the archangel, and his angels thrust down to earth the devil and all of the bad angels. So that's the first reading on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we return to Job, and at this point, Job, in his suffering, gives a speech about how he knows that he cannot question what God is doing. He cannot understand what God is doing, and that he understands that God is completely just, is completely right, but he is suffering and he's still not sure why. So that's Job on Wednesday. On Thursday, Job talks to his friends. 3 of his friends try to console him, but unfortunately they just keep arguing about why Job is suffering in the first place. So Job asks his friend to please pity him. He knows that God is just, or as he famously says, "I know that my vindicator lives." And so even though him and his friends don't agree on why he is suffering, Job still trusts that God is just and merciful. On Friday, God comes down to Job and explains what's going on. And he essentially tells Job that Job is caught in the mystery, specifically human suffering, that Job is caught in a mystery that no human being can understand. Specifically, God says that even before the world was created, God knows what's going on in the world. He knows all of these things that we are not even aware of. And for that reason, we couldn't understand from God's perspective all of the things that go on in human suffering. Our perspective is too limited. And so on Saturday, when we hear about Job, Job accepts God's explanation. He understands that he is not able to understand all the mystery of human suffering. And so God reestablishes Job. It says that Job ended up with twice the material possessions that he had, and he recovered his health twice as much as what he had before. And so even though Job was not able to understand all of his suffering, he was still able to continue in faith with God. And so that goes over our readings for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps put in context of salvation history this section that we're going to look at in the daily Mass readings. Thanks for watching. Until next time.